Negotiation is as much about attitude as it is about getting the numbers right at the outset. Having the right attitude will do two things for you. It will give you the power in the negotiations, as you'll appear to have the most strength and resilience. And it will allow you to remain unemotional and to walk away from a transaction which isn't going well. This way, you won't overpay and later regret your actions. The problem with property is that its very physical nature tends to invite an emotional attachment, even when you think you're remaining detached. I know this all too well. Despite my claim that I'm a veritable emotional desert when it comes to property which I'm negotiating to buy, I always have more than one property at a time. Like most buyers, once I've found a property, I tend to visualise owning it, how great it's going to look in my portfolio. Having viewed pictures, I've probably been guilty of choosing based on a physical attraction to that property too, and this is where the emotional attachment really begins to form. Now, to counter this, I do two things. Firstly, I always have more than one property which I'm negotiating on at any one time. Now, this has the effect of not only giving me a suitable alternative so that I don't become too attached to one property, but it also adds an element of urgency to the negotiations from the seller's perspective. While I don't try to play off one vendor against another, having a second and third choice allows me to place a time limit on the negotiations of each. Communicating this to the agent also places a time limit on how quickly they must consult with the vendor. So exactly what's the right attitude? Quite simply, it's the attitude that if negotiations fail, it won't matter to you. There'll be another deal, most likely a better one, just around the corner. The purpose of the failed deal is simply to sharpen your negotiation skills so that you're even more effective in future transactions. You must be totally separated from the property emotionally, and you must view each and every negotiation as a step toward the right property, even if those particular negotiations fail. That way, it will be much easier for you to walk away and move on, and there will be a better deal just around the corner for you. An inability to do this might result in you paying over the market value for a property. Now, this may not be a bad thing where the market's heating up quickly and you promptly reclaim any lost equity through immediate growth. But if you've purchased a property in its pre-hotspot phase, you might wait a while before values shift. Paying more than you need for a property may result in a longer time frame between purchases, and if this happens more than once, you may well slow up acquisition of property as you struggle to regain the equity lost in that bad negotiation. It will be far better to wait a few weeks for the next property upon which you successfully negotiate than pay too much for a property and start well behind. I know you'd love to buy an investment property, but finding the time to do it the right way is almost impossible. That's why we created Property Match. Born from 25 years of Australia-wide investing experience, Property Match uses multiple data points and machine learning to match you with the property most suited to your circumstances. Get back to what you want to do with your spare time and let your next investment property find you. Head to mypropertymatch.com.au to find out more.